Hi, I'm Carol Berglund and welcome to my YouTube channel. I do acrylic pour paintings on this channel. I do other paintings as well, but this YouTube channel is specifically for acrylic pour paintings. Please watch, you might find it very informative and fun. And if you like what you see, give me a like, share it, and subscribe. It's free. I'm just going to pour it. Kind of in big circles. There. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm going to come in the middle and do a typical ring pour. I just wanted to spread some of this paint out. Yay, caught the drip. It's always good to catch the drip. I don't know if I told you in the first video that I made, or if it was one of the ones that didn't make, but I had dripped one, and the way it dripped, and then I tilted it, it looked like a snake sitting up on its tail. Then it had all these fingers, and they had little eyes, and they looked like just snakes. I poured over that one. I'm not a snake fan. Sorry if that's a repeat. But anyway, you get these cups out of the way. And when you pour this, they always tell you to let it sit. Be patient. Don't touch it. And I think it's just like chicken salad. When you first make it, you want to put it in the fridge and let the flavors exchange. In this case, you want to let the little cells, I don't know if you can see that, but all the paint that tries to bubble up and create little cells, you want to let it sit so it can kind of do its thing. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and then I'm going to come back in a little while. And while the camera's off, I'm going to use this to coat the outer edges here. So I'm going to pause you, and I'll be back shortly. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the camera shaking. My husband's pretty clever, but he's got this angle iron that goes up on the side and then over. He's measured it, but I can't take the camera up and down, and so we're looking at different ways to do that. It's a learning process. But anyway, while I paused it, I put on the rest of this eggshell color, which are a combination of these whites that I had mixed up along with the beige. And then I torched it to get the air bubbles out. And you can see some cells popping up, or maybe you can't. And I decided to have a little glass of vino to go with it, because that'll make the results better, regardless of what they are. But hey, it's Saturday night, so why not? So anyway, so let this sit. Let me torch it one more time before I start tilting. after that. I don't want to get paint on my wine glass. I'm sure I will. Okay. Gonna leave a few things to the side. Make sure I got room, not knocking anything over, not dripping on anything important. Here's a little bit of that pearl. I don't know if you can see that or not on the stick. I can really see it shine. I'm hoping some of that will be picked up in this eggshell color once it dries. I can already see it mixing with some of the colors. It looks like it's silver. It's got a beautiful silvery look. So that's serendipity. All right. Yeah, that's on the outer edge of those rings, and I don't want to lose that. So what I'm doing is I'm tilting and I'm spreading it out. I'm not really ready to go off the edges yet. So I'm tilting and then I'm bringing it back to the middle. And that's the key of controlling your paint. Go slow. Bring it back to the center. And hopefully the camera is picking this up where you can see that movement. Okay, I'm going to stop a second. Got a little bit of shredding right here. I did spray the outer edge with water. That's probably the result. And the reason I did that is because they tend to dry out. I haven't gone over the edges yet. I didn't want that to dry too fast and then be sticky and hard to go over. I've never had anybody say you ought to do that. I just thought I'd try it. Seems like my edges dry quicker than normal. Probably the paint's thinner on the edges as well. Let me have a little drink of wine and see where I want to go next. I think I'm going to come this way and then go to that corner. That gives us a real elongated look, which I kind of like. But first, I think I'm going to bring this back and tilt it down more toward the corner. Oops, it's going off the edge there. I hope you're getting a good picture of that. Pick it up by this push pin. I'm going to try to conserve a little of this paint. I just think sometimes I don't have enough paint, but it seems like I've got tons of paint. I'll conserve a little bit of it. Oh, see some cell action there. Well, it doesn't exactly look like a cloud pour, but I am liking these colors. And I'm loving how that pearl is making it look silver. I want to keep some of that, and it's going to run off and come back this way. Interesting. Let me think about this. I can really see those cloudy cells coming up through there and in through here. Of course, the stretching will help. I'm going to put just a little more in since we're stretching it, pouring it. So I'm playing with this a little bit. You need these kind of tools. And that's one thing you can do is you can just add a little in where you think you need it. Yeah, it's a bigger blob than I thought, but and I am just playing with it right now. I'm thinking about if I want to have some negative space. One of the things I have is a brush that I can brush through and make pretty swirls. Or you can blow this out to make it intricate just with your breath with a straw. I don't know if I have a straw here if I want to do that. I think I'm going to get my brush and just try brushing some of the sides and see how I like that. I reorganized my art supplies, and that's the problem when you reorganize. You forget where you put them. Oh my. Okay, now I remember. Another drink of wine. Probably forget. Oh well, it is Saturday night. Oh, it's good red wine. Okay. Need about 1 million paper towels. Let's see what this looks like. Not bad. almost need a bowl of water when you use these brushes to get those effects. So you can really wipe it or clean it good and get the water out. Kind of like in this. I don't know. Looks like a fish fin or something. We'll see. I need a tilt where I add it in, make it look a little more like part of the I'm going to put my hand up here so I can keep some of that paint from flowing all the way off. Okay. I'll go toward this corner. And then back. I'm getting a lot of lacy looking looks in that white except for where I added. Let's get down a little closer to the corner here. Yeah, I think I'll let that go off. Back to the center. This is stretching it out so some of that white is popping through. And I kind of wanted it to like give a billowy effect. It looks like it's back in the middle. Got a lot of the maroon with the purple and the blue in the mix. With some of that pearl silver look kind of got tilted off. It's a shame, really. It's pretty. Okay. Not what I expected, but I like it. It's one of those that might actually grow on me. And I just wonder what kind of changes it may go through. Got to use a lot of paper towel on these hands. I wonder if I should try torching it a little bit up in here, see if anything pops up. the white speckles popping through. Seems like I've lost a good bit of the paint stretching it. I'm not so sure. I mean, you can see through here how it's just torn this to shreds. It's overstretched, but it's pretty cool effects, really. It's kind of like an antique lace that's been rubbed. I'm not hating it. I do think I want to play with it a little more. This is one of the things I really love about this art. You just never know. You may have something in your mind, what you think it's going to come out like, but it's completely its own. And probably the only one that'll ever be is what you make. I kind of like that. You're all unique. When you do this art, everything you make is different from what anybody else would do at the time. Color, whatever you choose. I don't think any two would ever be the same. Odds on that are greater than the lottery. Still play the lottery though. That'd be cool. I'm just going to fix up my corners here. And I'm thinking about this painting, and I'm thinking I actually like it. I like these colors. I know they're a bit dark. For some reason I kind of like naming my paintings. I don't know why, but winter berries come into mind. Although there's no berries in it. Just going to walk around and check the sides. When you do these pours, some of your sides can be barren. The best way to fix them is just scoop up the color that poured off that's closest to it and drop it. Just hit it next to it and let it just roll down. I don't mind my corners being the same as my base coat, but I do mind them being bare. If you ever go to sell your paintings, you really want to present them well. And I am hoping to sell some of these. That's why I taped off the back of the canvas. And when I'm done, I will varnish it. Of course, there's one that I did that I love so much. I don't know if I could sell it. Which is nutty. Because the question is, are you or are you not an artist? Artists sell their work. I guess we could all need money these days. I'm also a real estate broker. I work here in Sequim, Washington. And we've still had a pretty busy selling season with this coronavirus. Surprisingly, I really thought it would work in reverse, but I don't know. People are selling and really selling. And the homes are getting bought very quickly. There's always been a shortage of homes in our area though, so it's always been a seller's market. This is the base color, and I'm going to put some of that on there. Just to cover these naked parts. I don't want the canvas to be completely bare. a little bit of negative space here, but I like that. Little shocks of white. And I kind of like that little lacing out. And definitely pedaling along. But let's see, one more stretch and I think I might be good. Grab low, grab my giant jumbo pins, giant push pins. I want to stretch that upper part down without really pouring off my paint. I just want to see if I can get the clouds out to grow a little bit more. Okay. Just taking that back to center. Way a little bit. Oops. Hand is touching. My hand is touching the outer edge, so I had to move it. I don't want to ruin the paint on the side. Oop, I just got paint dripped on my arm. Okay. So you can see there's this opened up a little more. Tilting it. Got some more open up here as well. I got some really bare spots on this side. I'm going to fix them up with some of the base, but some of it will require some of the color. I am scooping up some of this drip off color and just putting it on the side, letting it run down. It's a little bit better of a match, I think. Yep, I think I'm pretty happy with this. And I probably need to quit piddling. Alright. So I think I'm going to let this dry. And hopefully some of that pearlescence will come through. And we'll see how this dries. But it looks great to me. I might swirl the eye just a bit. Just had a little bit of this darker paint on it too. This really blended the red and the purples to a nice deep maroon. So I'm making this eyeball maroon. And it wants to stay white. I'm dropping maroon paint in you. Come on now. Okay. certain point you gotta leave it alone. I'm gonna take off my gloves, leave it alone. I'll let this dry and I will share it once it is dry. Thank you. Hello, Carol Berglund with Carol's Art Creations here. So this is the painting that I created in the video. A lot of odd things happened. I used the washable clear glue as a pouring medium, and so I gave that a try. A lot of my colors I had in it sunk. You basically only see the black, and they combined to create a maroon color. And then I did use a satin enamels that was beige I mixed with white to get this cream color. But it did something funny. It made like a texture on top when you run your hand across. So it's rough. And down here, you can see where the paint split. And here as well. And it coagulated. Still, it made like a rustic looking photo. One of the things we do before we varnish them is we clean them. We use Dawn dish soap. I use the Dawn with the trigger that you squirt on it. Then you wipe it and you rinse it real quick to help get that oil off. It's not uncommon to see a little bit of the coloring come up. In this case, a lot of the coloring came off. So I stopped the process and I kind of put this aside for a while. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this one, but the way the paint coagulated and the textured feeling on top of it, if I reuse this canvas, I may have to sand it first. And also, anytime you have issues like this, sometimes the varnish will pull away, particularly if there's still some oil embedded in there. So I'm not sure about this one. It created a unique design, kind of like a old antique rose with lace or something of that nature, but I don't believe I will keep this one, and I do believe I will sand it, but it was interesting, and you always learn something. And I learned that I probably combined the paints with different textures and definitely different weights, because there's just a little bit of blue right there. It completely sunk. It didn't show up, or it combined to make this maroon color. But anyway, it was interesting making it. I learned from it. I probably won't be keeping this one, so got to figure out the best way to pour over it with a raised texture. I do think I need to probably sand this one down. But I hope you enjoyed watching me make it, and I will make it beautiful by pouring over it again. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.